And in this very tutorial, still talking about functions in depth, we'll be learning how to return a value and an array using a function in PHP. No much talking, it's more of practical in this video. And this code right here will take care of that for us. So I want to create a function, and I'm going to call the function tell me. Tell me what? I just want this function to tell me my name and tell me I love PHP. That's all. This means that I'll be telling this function to collect a parameter name. Aside from that, let's get to action. So what will this function do? Simple. I'm going to ask this function to return the following statement. And what's the statement? It's simply hello. You gotta spell that right. Hello name you love PHP. And that is all. So if I save this, I could just come here and call my function tell me. Okay, so I'll close this here. Don't forget, the function is actually expecting this parameter, so I'm going to supply my name right now, and let me just supply this name as mine. So what is left? We've called the function, and I guess we are done. So let me just come here and refresh this. Oh no, refresh, nothing is happening. What is the problem? The problem is we actually returned the function, not echo. So you see that? So let us just take that back. What if we actually want to print it out? What are we going to do? All we need to do is just come in front of tell me and say echo. If we save this and we refresh this, you notice it comes out just nicely. So another effective solution to this is to create a variable and set it to the calling of the function, then echo the variable. I guess that should be easy enough, eh? So echo this variable and refresh this, and you notice everything looks just fine. So this is how to return just one value. But what if you have multiple values to return based on the fact that some conditions have to be met? Okay, so what will happen is I'm going to fine tune this a bit and call this function tell me my mood. Okay, this function is going to accept two parameters. It's going to accept name and mood. So I'll just come in here and start a if statement. Please just watch this and watch this closely. So I'll say if what? If the value for mood is equals happy. Fair enough. So what should happen? Simple. Simply echo what? Echo hello and name and say you are in a good mood today. Fair enough. Alright, that being said and done, I need an else if for if the person is in a sad mood. So I'm going to just come here, copy this and paste it here and change this to sad. So what should happen? Everything specified here. All I'll just do is come here and copy this. I'm feeling really lazy today, so I'll paste this here and say hello, the person's name, you are in a terrible mood today. And of course I would not forget my else block, and just right here I'm going to just come here and copy this again and paste it here and say hello name, you are in a, let me say, moodless mood today. I don't know what that means, so I'll just save this quite alright. Remember, this is the new name for the function. So when you are calling the function, this is actually the function we are calling. Now we supplied the name. What is left for us to supply is the person's mood. So I want to supply happy, for example. Save this. Okay, then refresh this and we get a pass error. Why? Because nobody told me that my end of statements were not present. So this is how to take care of this kind of bugs. So if I save this and refresh this, everything comes out just nicely. Why? Because I supplied happy here to say you are in a good mood today. If I change this to sad, for example, and I save this and refresh this, it says you are in a terrible mood today. What if I change this to joy? This is not within happy or sad. What are we going to get? You guessed it right. We are going to get you are in a moodless mood today. So if you actually want to create something for joy, you could just come here and create another else if for it. Or another effective alternative is to come here and make these two conditions just like this. So I'll just do this. I'll copy this, then create a space, say or, and then paste this, say this is joy. So what I'm saying here is if the mood equals happy or the mood equals joy, so whichever of the two, simply say hello name, you're in a good mood today. So this is already joy, so I will save this, refresh this, and it says you are in a good mood today. I just had to use this to quickly illustrate or, because I don't think we've used it at all in this tutorial series. Notice that what is actually happening here is that we are echoing. This is not actually what we want to do. We actually want to demonstrate return. Yes, we want to demonstrate the use of return in a function. So I'm going to change this all to return. I save this and I refresh this, and you notice that everything works exactly the same. So echo will just simply print out, but return would ensure that you can do something else with the variable after some time. So with return, if I should decide to comment out this echo, save this and refresh this, you notice that nothing happens. So this is very important. You have to do something with your return value. When it was echo, ECHO, you notice that, let me save this and then comment this out. If I should then save this and refresh this, you notice that it looks just good. Nothing changes. So you see that echo just does the thing straight, but return allows you to do whatever you like with the value. So if it were a number you are returning and you want to do something else with it, with the return, that is absolutely possible. Fair enough. So that is that about returning value or values through functions in PHP. So right now we want to talk about returning an array through a function in PHP. We briefly said array was a collection of multiple data. So this will be your first real experience with the array. Now watch me as I work with this program. So I'm going to create another function and I'll name this function tell me my names. This is not going to accept any parameter. So I'll just come here and wipe this off so I don't start making terrible mistakes. So that being said and done, I'll take all of this out. Now within the function, I'm going to say name1 equals my first name. Good. Name2 follows, and I'm going to supply another name as my second name. And so I'll supply the third name as John. Fair enough. Yeah. So after which I now want to return these three names as an array. So what would I do? I'll say return. Return what? Return array. Fair enough. Let me just close this once and for all. Now simply come in here and supply the arrays I am returning. I am returning name1. I am also returning name2, and then I am returning name3. Try and avoid as much typos as possible so that you don't get an error like me. So that being said and done, what next? We can then call this function somewhere here if you like. So I'll just take this and paste it here, and then open this and this. Alright, so I have called the function. Is that all? No. I have to assign this to a variable. So I'm assigning this to the variable n. Okay, so what is left? Very simple. I'll say I will echo n. That is all. I save this, I refresh this, and you see what comes out. Says array to string conversion array. Now, we don't do it like this. When you actually want to call array values, you call them by their index. So, name1 is on index 0, name2 is on index 1, and name3 is on index 2. So, if I actually want to call this name, it's on what index now? Index 1. So, I'll just come here and say, in front of the variable that I asked to echo, I'll write my square bracket, and in between I'll write the index number, which is 1. So if I should save this and refresh this, I got the name 2. If I should change this to 2 and save this and refresh this, I got the third name. But what if I say 3, that is an index that doesn't exist? Remember, this is 0, 1, 2. There is no index 3 right now. So if I should save this and refresh this here, I get an error. It says undefined offset 3. It does not exist. So we have to be careful with that. So this is simply how to return an array in PHP. We are trying to stick with the basics as much as possible. I know this might be a little overwhelming, but just take a look at this video one more time, and if you don't still get it, still look at it one more time, and still look at it one more time till you get it. So at this point, we are moving on to the next thing we want to learn about functions in PHP, which is passing by reference and returning a global variable. I'll see you in the next video.